Chapter 6, The Journey Through Life, Relationships. Romantic Encounters. I don't think that any relationships are straightforward, and I certainly don't think that we were taught about healthy relationships at school. Although I had a few male friends at school, I only truly admired one very handsome and highly talented individual, but sadly, I was not in his league. One guy that I fancied in my first year at high school was in the bottom class intellectually, but was so handsome. My admiration for him plummeted, however, when he sent me a very inappropriate Valentine's card. I do love poetry, but found his feeble attempt at rhyme did not quite match my romantic expectations and did not appeal to my sensitive and delicate nature. Whiskey is whiskey, rum is rum, come round the side and I'll show you my bum. My dad did not seem very enamoured by his efforts either. My second romantic encounter was slightly better, as this guy stayed near Uncle Alec and Aunt Mary. He used to cycle up and down outside their house whenever I visited them, much to the amusement and bewilderment of Aunt Mary, who kept asking me if I knew him, as he only seemed to appear when I was about. Things stepped up a level when it was discovered that my next boyfriend's mother went to brownies with my mother. This romance was cut short when we went out on a foursome, and he tried to sneak us into an X-rated film at the cinema in Wishaw. Third year in high school, and hormones in our year seemed to be spiralling out of control. A Valentine card appeared from a dark, handsome stranger, stating that Valentine, you show promise in many fields. Due to the ambiguity implied, this effort was not well received at home. My next boyfriend was a bit too much on the amorous side, maybe due to him having Italian genes. I literally ran away from this extremely frisky and steamy advance. I was then infatuated by a minister's son, but unfortunately he did not notice that I was on the planet. One guy seemed to be totally in awe of me in fifth year, but I didn't feel the same way about him. I was then asked out by my friend's brother, who tried to get me drunk by slipping vodka into my orange juice. At drama group, I found I had an admirer with a great personality and a sense of humour, but he forgot to tell me that he was married. I think it must have slipped his mind. Then I met my first husband at work. He was kind, considerate and patient. We got on very well and we spent a lot of time together, especially at weekends and bank holiday Mondays, when he would head for Ayr, Dunure or Culzean. He was very artistic and loved to paint and engrave crystal. He loved fishing and spending time outdoors. After 2 years, we got engaged, and I was so happy to plan our wedding and future home together. We set up home in Lark Hall, where we renovated an old semi-detached cottage. We really worked well together and enjoyed seeing our project progress. My father-in-law helped with a great deal of the renovation, as he could turn his hand to any trade. We got married in July 1981 and lived in the cottage for 2 years, but felt obliged to move due to the interference of neighbours who insisted on keeping beehives in the back garden. The bees used to swarm, and I would put a net curtain over myself when I was hanging out my washing for protection, which gained me the nickname of Nettie. We moved to Alloway Gardens in Hamilton, and in 1987 our lovely daughter was born. I was overjoyed at having such a beautiful, healthy baby. In 1990, we moved to a bigger house nearer the local schools. Interest rates reached a record high just after we moved, and unfortunately, the financial strain put immense pressure on our marriage, which had slowly started to crumble. I had a lot of drive and ambition to do well at work and secure a good standard of living for my family. But this was not shared by my partner. I found myself holding down 4 jobs in order to pay the mortgage. Loving you. I then thought that I had met the man of my dreams. Finding someone you are attracted to in every way is quite unique. The way they look, the way they talk, mannerisms and intellect. Being near someone who lifts your heart and gives you that sense of joie de vivre every time you see them makes life feel rich, invigorating and blissful. I truly believed I'd found someone that I could share the rest of my life with, and subsequently wrote this poem. Loving you. My heart is pounding when I see you. My soul is burning like a flame. My body trembles as you pass me. I only wish you felt the same. Perhaps it's mere infatuation, but that doesn't ease the pain of the flooding of emotion at the mention of your name. When you speak to me, I'm breathless. You make me feel so much alive. Please now show me your affection. On your love, I know I'll thrive. Will this dream go on forever and forever in my mind? Will it burn out like a candle till another love I find? Time is passing very quickly, but the days seem long enough. But I know I'll wait forever because you are the one I love. The dark, low feeling that you experience when you realize that this love is not reciprocated can feel quite damaging, and it's best to move on to a place where you no longer have to torment yourself by seeing that person every day. The Charmer. I decided just to concentrate on my daughter and my work when out of the blue I met a charming gentleman at work who motivated and enthused me. If you are a very trusting and gullible person like me, it's amazing how you can be easily fooled into believing everything you're told. Even if you think that you are good at acting, you should always be aware of people who really deserve a BAFTA award for their outstanding performance. Quote by Shakespeare, 1599, As You Like It, Act 2, Scene 7. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. The drama unfolds. Words of warning. Always look out for the charmer. The charmer. He preys on people who are nice, the kind so easy to entice. Into his spell they will be led, and every untruth that's being said will keep on spinning them along. They will not see his goings on. Just one more look into his eyes will then will surely hypnotize. Each word he speaks is so sincere, but will only lead to bitter fear. He's using you for his esteem, and what you're thinking's just a dream. He keeps on saying the same lines, the ones he's used so many times. No dress rehearsal he need, for using you for his own greed of power and ego and self-love, the things that only dreams are made of. When he's on stage, stand in the wings, and you will hear the self-same things. He pledged to you with all his heart, and of his life you'd be a part. Said to another, his next victim, and you're not there to contradict him. Awake and run for your own sake. He'll break your heart, make no mistake. Comfort yourself that in the fact he'll meet the one who'll break his heart by feeding words that he's been using, but this time he's the one who's losing. His heart in two she will but sever, for as you know, nothing's forever. The casualties along the way will still be suffering in dismay. but he shall reap what he has sown, and the curtain falls on him alone. Forest of love. Love has the strangest habit of emerging when you least expect it. That is, when you're not looking for it. It's like the stereogram pictures that you stare at. You can stare and search for its presenting itself to you, and wow, it's there. Clear, real, intense. You then wonder why you didn't see it all along. It's like walking through the forest. You may not see much, but you are totally aware that the trees are not only enchanting, but robustly alive. Forest of love. A magical spell, a haze of warmth, a daze in the distance, a dove, floating high in the clear air, breathes the forest of love. A natural calm, a silent breeze, a rustling, trembling, gleeful dance, whispering, quivering secret potions, a balmy scent of love's romance. A lover's sigh, a breathless kiss, two hearts as one embraced, entwined, deep roots that spread perpetually through forest, body, soul and mind. True love. In 1998, I met my second husband at a works night out. We shared the same outlook in life, and we were both hard-working, ambitious individuals. We set up home together and enjoyed many lovely times. We both went to Paris for the first time in 1999. We toured France together and enjoyed the French cuisine and culture. After 4 years, we got married at Gretna Green in 2002 and experienced our first cruise together in 2006. I thought my life was perfect, as I had a devoted and loving husband, good health, comfortable home, and fantastic holidays. Life was ideal. How lucky was I? However, unfortunately, interference from outside our relationship has caused a great deal of unnecessary anguish over the years. I think one of the main lessons I've learned in life is that in a long-term relationship, nothing runs smoothly all of the time. True love. As I sat alone today, thoughts of life without you crept, a numbness which ran through me, as if death himself had leapt, to end this love so perfect, so pure and oh so deep. The pain absorbed my being as my body sank to sleep. The anguish was so absolute, desperation ran in depths, confusion left me doubting, and lonely tears I wept. Love and admiration for you, leaving breathless tears of woe, not knowing of your feelings, but when on waking so, I saw the sun so clearly, the answers now so plain, loved being dampened by the showers, the wind and driving rain. But true love's like the seasons, there'll be cold and calm and storm, and then will follow sunshine, and again our love is warm. Impermanence. I've often fantasized about falling in love and meeting my soulmate. I think as a child, I actually believed in the romantic fairy tale where my prince would appear and that life would be happy ever after. I think we have to be very careful of misleading our young people into believing that there will always be a happy ever after. Nothing lasts forever. Robert Burns, 1791. But pleasures are like poppies spread, you seize a flower, its bloom is shed, or like the snow falls in the river, a moment white, then melts forever, or like the rainbow's lovely form, evanishing amid the storm, or like the borealis race, that flit ere you can point their place. Being aware of impermanence is one thing that you totally realise when practising mindfulness. Through my practice of mindfulness, I've realised how very precious life is. It's not that I didn't think that it wasn't precious before. It's just that mindfulness has taught me to actually be in my life, in this moment, and to totally appreciate this precious life, no matter what the circumstances. I think that being a middle child, resented by an older sibling, made me always be looking for acceptance, approval, even love, from those I encountered in my life. This resulted in me becoming a people pleaser, which is not a healthy way to live. Mindfulness has helped me to pause and recognise when I start to venture down the putting everyone else first road. My mindfulness sat-nav will tell me to turn around when possible. Trying to make other people happy instead of starting with yourself is a recipe for disaster. Quote Ardelt, 2004. The development of wisdom requires a willingness to learn from life's lessons and be transformed in the process.